I'm mad, y'all. And that's because I'm recording this video after the Miami Heat just got completely outmuscled by the Cleveland Cavaliers in their massive front court. But the reason that I'm truly mad is because this game is coming right after the Orlando Magic game, in which Erik Spoelstra finally debuted Tall Time 2.0. Which, of course, is the trio of Nikola Jovic, Bam Adebayo, and Khalil Ware. That unit was awesome against the Magic, as you'd expect. Of course, the Magic are a very big team, so they were sort of punishing us inside as well. And that's what we saw against the Cleveland Cavaliers. But Spoelstra never put in that trio again, and I don't understand it. Because theoretically, that unit is awesome. Of course, the Miami Heat got a ton of size, especially if you put those three guys out there with a 6'8 Duncan Robinson, a 6'5 Tyler Hero. I feel like there's a lot of offensive and defensive versatility with that unit, of course, because they can switch everything. You got really great ball handlers with Tyler Hero. Duncan Robinson is a very underrated facilitator. Of course, Nikola Jovic and Bam Adebayo are excellent passers for their positions. You got floor spacing even amongst your front court with Khalil Ware and Nikola Jovic. It just seems like such a great unit. And the fact that we didn't see that against the Cleveland Cavaliers was very, very frustrating to me. But that's why in today's video, I kind of wanted to do a reaction of another Brady Hawk thread because he posted an excellent breakdown on Twitter of why that unit works so well. So, of course, Brady does a great job on Twitter, but I wanted to provide some further analysis in this video format. I'm hoping against the San Antonio Spurs, we see that trio again because, of course, last time the Heat played Spurs just a couple weeks ago, that's when we saw pretty much Khalil Ware's coming out party where Spoelstra played him alongside Bam. And of course, that worked just great. And I would expect even better results if we saw that duo with Nikola Jovic in the lineup as well. Of course, I'm recording this video just for some context on January 30th because I'm going to be on vacation in New Mexico for the next handful of days. So I do want to have this video recorded so I can get y'all some content while I'm away. I think I'm going to upload it or upload it Saturday morning. So before the Heat play the Spurs. So we'll see what ends up happening in that game. So now let's get into this Brady Hawk thread in which he has a few clips from the Magic game that really show the upside of the Jovic, Adebayo, and Khalil Ware lineup. So in the first video here, the thing he kind of points out is how Nikola Jovic at the 3 allows him to do a lot more mismatch hunting. One of the things I've really enjoyed seeing from Jovic this year is when he has a guard on him, Jovic is not afraid to attack him in the post. He'll put his back into him. He'll put his shoulder into him, do a couple hard dribbles, and try to get to the rim. That's something that for years I wish Bam Adebayo took more advantage of because we see times every now and then where there'll be a mismatch and you'll see a guard on Bam Adebayo and Bam will either not even attempt to back him down or he'll try to back him down and settle for a fadeaway or he'll attempt to back him down, but his footwork in the post is just so bad that he can't go anywhere. He's just not an excellent post player, at least not at this point. That's really something I'd like to see Bam work on because that's just another way that he can attack mismatches. But this year, that is something that I've seen Nikola Jovic do, which is very promising because he's not just a guy that's standing on a three-point line, which is kind of what his role was last year. But if you watch this first clip here, you see they have Cole Anthony on Nikola Jovic. And the first thing that I want to note, we already missed it, Duncan Robinson's on this left corner right here. He sees that Jovic has a guard guarding him. So the first thing Duncan does is he clears out and goes over to this corner over here to give Nikola Jovic the space on this side so Kentavious Caldwell-Pope can't be a help defender. That's why you see all four of the guys on the right side of the court for the Heat. Khalil Ware smartly gives the ball to Nikola Jovic, and immediately he faces up, which is something Bam does. Bam likes to do way too much face-up game with a smaller guard on him, but then Jovic does put his back into him. Immediately, 1 dribble, 2 dribbles, 3 dribbles, and then goes right up into the shot and is able to draw the foul because, of course, Cole Anthony has to foul him. Otherwise, Jovic would have got all the way to the rim. I mean, look where Jovic first catches this ball. He's almost right at the three-point line when he's calling for the ball here, and then he's able to pretty much get both of his feet into the paint by the time he takes that shot. So this is just great aggressiveness by Nikola Jovic, great mindset to know to try to get to the line. And then in the second clip here, it's already a beautiful action off the sideline out of bounds play here because you see Jovic is being held by Tristan da Silva here. And of course, this is a huge possession. The Heat are down 2 with a minute to go in overtime. But what you're going to see here is watch how Nikola Jovic sets the back screen on Anthony Black. So Hero was able to get to the 3-point line there. It throws the defense into all kinds of chaos. Jovic has a matchup he likes on Tristan da Silva and is able to attack and just hit this monster shot to tie the game in overtime. A few things about this play here. You can see there's the Jovic screen right up top here. Because Tyler Hero has been such a lethal shooter this season, Anthony Black is sprinting across because you can't give Tyler Hero any airspace. You see him immediately with his mouth open here yelling at Paulo, switch, switch. So Paulo has to switch to go out there onto Hero. But the Magic do have a good defense, so you'll see they're able to actually switch back here. Paulo is out of position here. Maybe if, I know this happens so fast, but Hero has a few options here to hit Bam open over here. He could hit Khalil Ware up top here. I understand that'd be a difficult pass. It's not a great angle, but the Magic defense is a little bit confused here, but they are able to rotate pretty nicely and get Banchero back onto Bam here. But then Khalil Ware does have an option to post up here. He has some nice touch from this range, but Nikola Jovic obviously wants to take advantage of the rookie and Tristan da Silva. Even though Silva is still like 6'8", the Magic have a huge ass team. I mean, Paulo is what, 6'10". You got Wendell's that's about 6'10". Franz is 6'9". Da Silva's 6'8". Even Anthony Black is like 6'8" at the point guard spot. But Nikola Jovic at this stage of his career is just a lot stronger than Tristan da Silva and does have a few inches on him height-wise. They don't get no dirty mind here. A few inches on him height-wise, takes him into the paint, does a couple nice pivots, and I don't know if he gets fouled or not. Probably not. But either way, that's just exceptional touch. And of course, because he is taller, he is kind of just able to raise over the top of Tristan da Silva and get this one to go. And then I also want to shout out Khalil Ware's awareness, pun intended, to not touch that ball because, of course, it would have been offensive goaltending right here. One of the things Ware does have to work on, he's done a lot of goaltendings this season, offensive and defensive. But, of course, at this spot in the game, to have the awareness to not tap that ball while it's on the rim is just beautiful to see. And I love the aggressiveness by Nikola Jovic. And in the next video here, Brady kind of highlights the defense, especially the improvements we've seen with Nikola Jovic, which I definitely think is a tangible improvement this year. We're seeing Nikola Jovic block shots, tie up guys late in the games, and that's really why he's earning the significant minutes that he is, because in this Heat system, under Spoelstra, you earn your minutes on the defensive end, and that's not something he was really able to do last season. But this year, you see a noticeable improvement, especially in these next few clips here. You can see Franz is coming up to get the ball from Paulo. Nikola Jovic kind of gets here in a little bit of an isolation. Wendell Carter comes to help eventually, but he sets like 2 moving screens. I don't know what he's doing here, but Nikola Jovic is still staying active. He doesn't die on this little fake moving screen by Wendell. Stays engaged by here. He's moving his feet laterally very well. I also like that right here. You see Khalil Ware. Again, aware, and he's half hedging here in case Franz wants to drive, but Ware is just using that great defensive instincts that he has because he moves very well without the ball offensively. We've talked about that in my last Khalil Ware thread, but defensively, he also moves well without the ball too because he knows when to hedge, he knows how to occupy the empty space, and because of his length and athleticism, he is sort of able to hedge on Franz Wagner right here while also still guarding Wendell at the top here. But back to Jovic. He does a great job recovering over here and then forces Franz into just a very tough mid-range shot. Almost all these possessions late in this game were tough mid-range shots by the Magic, which is obviously a difficult look. And Jovic does a great job not flying out to contest super hard. He just did a little bit of a hop here, which is all he needs to do. He's 6'10". That's enough to get a hand in the face right here. Obviously makes it a very difficult look for Franz, who airballs. Ware secures the rebound. And then on this next play, it's a tied game with just under 2 minutes to go. You see Franz coming to set the screen on Bam. Jovic is there. He's now on Paulo. They sort of clear out. Paulo is trying to body Jovic here, but look how Jovic just squares up his body and it reaches at the perfect time. These are great defensive instincts here. And if you look slowly, he actually does tap the ball right there, right out of Paulo's hands. So he uses those long arms and that long wingspan that he has here to knock the ball from Paulo. And of course, Bam is right there to get the steal. That is an incredible play from Nikola Jovic that we did not see defensively. And it's the little things like this that really get me excited about him. Furthermore here, you see another screen. This time, this is when they were really switching everything. He's on Franz at the top. Paulo sets a screen. Jovic goes back up here to go back to Paulo. You see Wendell tries to set a screen. Jovic is working his ass off to fight around that screen. Once again, you have Khalil Ware hedging up here while still guarding Wendell. And then Jovic gets the isolation, faces up, sits in that chair. That is a great defensive stance. They call it sitting in the chair because it allows you to move laterally as fast as you possibly can. Paulo is going nowhere. He's trying to up fake. Jovic is not leaving his feet. Paulo has to give it to Franz, hands him a grenade, and of course Bam Adebayo, who is still your best defender. Excuse me, I'm getting too excited. And one of your best defenders in the league, he's able to guard Franz on the perimeter, who has no airspace here, has to settle for this deep three, and once again, air balls. Oh, the defense of that unit was so fun to watch, and it's plays like these that just get me, again, super excited going forward. And in this next tweet, Brady kind of talks about the hedging that I've been mentioning, and also how if one of the Heat players does get beat, you got Khalil Ware standing there in the paint to help you deter some of these shots. So what I want to look at in the first play here is you see Bam Adebayo guarding Paulo. Franz gets the ball at the top of the key. Again, this is overtime. It's time when the stars go to make plays. This time, Franz is the magic star with the ball, trying to make a move. Jovic gets the ball in isolation before Anthony Black comes up for the screen. You see Jovic again work to get over the screen. Tyler Hero is a little bit late on the contest. That's why his back is turned, and Black is actually able to get past him. But Jovic does a great job stepping in at the right time to make things difficult for Black. And then you got Khalil Ware right there, who's also ready to block that shot. Look how he's getting ready to get up there. So you have three guys swarming him in the paint. He can't go absolutely anywhere. There's no way Anthony Black can get this ball to Franz because Jovic is completely smothering him. You have Tyler Hero there blocking this side. He's out there pivoting in the paint. Jovic gets some hands on it. And then because Duncan Robinson also comes to help here, which he probably shouldn't have because he's not really sealing him. He's sealed by Wendell. That's why Black is able to get the ball to Tristan da Silva, who was cooking this game. Had like 5 threes, so I would not have left him open. But Duncan does a good job getting out there to contest. He doesn't leave his feet super hard, so he's not susceptible to fouling him. Da Silva does beat him off the dribble a little bit, but then look again. It's Khalil Ware, who, one, Tristan da Silva cannot shoot this because Ware is here to block the shot. And two, da Silva cannot lob to Wendell because Ware is right there to steal the lob. There is no spacing here for the Magic to operate inside because the Heat are forcing them off the line. That's kind of what the Cavs did to the Heat. Even Donovan Mitchell said after the game, their game plan was to run Hero and Duncan off the line because they knew they had Jared Allen inside. And in this Magic game, the Heat are kind of doing the same thing. So now Da Silva has to pass back out to Black. Hero does a great job recovering, but there's only 0.3 seconds left on the shot clock, and there's no chance for anything as the Heat have Khalil Ware there ready to secure the rebound. Because look, if this is another game, that might not be Ware there because you got Bam on the perimeter. That could be Hayward Highsmith, and then Wendell is getting that rebound. But because you got Ware in the game who's 7 feet tall, he's able to get the tip, who's able to get, and then that leads to Jovic, who's also 6'10", able to get the rebound. Then the Heat are able to go on to the offense. Now you got double overtime. The Heat are up 6. If you get a stop, you're pretty much secure to win. Paulo's trying to be the star that he is in attack, but Bam Adebayo is not going to allow that because you don't attack Bam Adebayo. You got to learn the Bam lesson is what I was trying to say. So Bam Adebayo smothers him here. He has to pass out to Franz. Jovic again gets beat, or not necessarily beat. Wendell kind of did set a screen here that Jovic had to navigate around, and then Wendell kind of slips the screen, so that gives a difficult angle for Jovic to recover, but he does speed up to recover enough because, again, you got Khalil Ware here to stop a Franz run to the rim and also help guard Wendell so Franz can't dump off to Wendell. So Jovic does a good job getting back on his side to heavily contest the shot. Immediately when this shot went up, look at Khalil Ware. He is boxing out Wendell Carter. That shows me a guy that's active and engaged, and look how quick he goes into the box out. He has a hand guarding the Franz shot from the front right here. You have Jovic on behind making the shot difficult, and then immediately upon the shot's release, Khalil Ware goes right to his man, knows right where it's at to try to box him out. Now sees that it's a lob, and he's able to jump and tip that pass in there and get the steal for the Miami Heat. That's what I was talking about when I said in the previous play, there's no space in there to lob inside because this is what happens. When you don't have any spacing, you can't operate in there. And of course, if this is a shot, Ware's in box out position. If it's a pass, he's able to get right over the top of Wendell and tip that pass to Bam, who secures the rebound, and that was your dagger. And then in the next tweet, Brady's talking about how the screen setting of the big men of the Miami Heat have really allowed the guards like Duncan and Tyler to optimize their offensive efficiency, because they run a couple of plays in this game in which there was double screen set, which is just awesome. I mean, you got a guy like Duncan Robinson who's lethal coming off of one screen. Imagine when he's coming off of two. Tyler Hero, the same thing. In this case, you see they're running into their offensive set. Right away, they are running a play with still 18 seconds on the shot clock. Too many times earlier this year, you see the Heat walking the ball up the court and they don't even get into an action. There's not, for like 10 seconds, there's not even a single pass. But this time right away, the Heat get into their sets. You have Nikola Jovic coming to set the first screen here. Khalil Ware is trying to make things difficult on the second screen here. So Anthony Black has to take that tough angle to get around. And because he has to recover late, he fouls Tyler Hero on this three-pointer. And also, this play cannot happen without the super quick release of Tyler Hero. He can make shots releasing the ball that quick. That's why this is a good shot. It's not like he's just raising up, trying to draw the foul here. He can hit that shot consistently, and because Black was a little bit out of position, he had to foul him there. This time they're running the set with Tyler Hero starting the ball. This time you have Bam Adebayo kind of going into a little bit of a dribble handoff. I guess that is a dribble handoff as he hands off to Tyler right here. Sets a nice hard screen on Black. And then look who's right there again on the left side of Bam Adebayo to kind of set another screen. This time it's Khalil Ware, but he'll slip the screen this time. This is just great offense to sort of confuse, or great offense to sort of confuse the defense, because now Paolo is here thinking that he needs to hedge on Tyler Hero because he thinks that Ware is setting another screen on Black. Because, of course, if Ware is here, sets the second screen on Black, well, now that's Paolo here that has to step up. So what Khalil Ware does is he sort of slips the screen and now comes to his left side to screen Wendell so Duncan Robinson can get a clean look at the top of the key. And same thing, Duncan Robinson just has a super quick release. He's almost raising into his shot before he even faces up. He catches the ball here completely perpendicular to the hoop and immediately is able to raise up with a quick release before the 6'9", 6'10" Wendell even has a chance to contest it. I mean, for Duncan Robinson, this is open. It's a difficult shot to two. He's pretty deep, but that's the perks of having a guy as lethal as Duncan Robinson. And that's just great offense by the Miami Heat. And I love to see these young guys like Nikola Jovic and Khalil Ware. They don't just stand there on offense. For someone their age, the IQ and just the hearts to move off ball like that, that's just really encouraging stuff to see. And in this next tweet, Brady kind of talks about how the Heat's screen setting can also lead to them mismatch hunting, which is refreshing because that's what teams have done to us for so many years. But in this play here, you can see notes how right away as the Heat come across half court, Paolo Banchero is the one guarding Khalil Ware. And if you also note, this looks like a very similar setup to the last play. You have Bam Adebayo at the top of the key setting a screen on Anthony Black, and Khalil Ware is there to set a secondary screen. That's the same exact setup as the last play, except this time, Khalil Ware does kind of get in Anthony Black's way here slightly, which is enough for Paolo Banchero to say, hey, I got to step up because Tyler Hero can hit that shot. So what happens now is Banchero is now guarding Hero. He is no longer guarding Khalil Ware. So what does Ware do? He doesn't sit out there at the three-point line. Look at him. He's already running to go into the paint because he knows he has a mismatch. So he'll immediately go into the paint. Tyler Hero's patient up top here as Duncan Robinson clears out that side of the court because, and then Kentavious Caldwell-Pope has the hard contest. Duncan has been a very much improved driver, pretty much starting last season. That's kind of something he added to his bag then. So he's able to take KCP off the dribble. And most of the Heat's best offense, I guess, comes from dribble penetration because, like I've been saying, it throws the defense into chaos, which is exactly what happens here because as Duncan beats Pope off the drive, Franz now has to step up. And keep in mind, look who's there at the last line of defense now. It's Anthony Black, the point guard. It's no longer Paolo Banchero because all the way earlier in the possession, he had to switch onto Tyler Hero. So this is an easy law for Duncan Robinson to hit Khalil Ware over the top because the only person that can guard him was Anthony Black in the vicinity or Franz Wagner, who had to step up to guard Duncan. So the Magic really just had no shot of defending this play, and this was perfectly executed from the jump as Ware goes there right into the paint. We'll watch it one more time. Easy lob up top. There's no reason the Heat can't run a play like this multiple times a game, and we've been seeing it. Not against the Cavs, but we've been seeing it a lot. I need more of this. And in his last tweet, Brady kind of explains the importance of the pick and rolls that the Heat have been running with Bam Adebayo, or at least the action they went to a lot with this trio. And these plays, he has 3 clips here. They were beautiful to see because Bam Adebayo has obviously struggled offensively this year. I think a lot of that is because he doesn't have a true point guard to set him up. They're not really looking to get him the easy baskets that we saw him get for the last 5 years. But in these 3 clips, it's something they were doing, and it was with the pick and roll, which was a lot easier because there was not a lot of rim deterrence in the paint because the Magic bigs was on the outside guarding Nikola Jovic and Khalil Ware. So you see in this first clip here, Bam kind of sets a light screen on Anthony Black up top here, and you'll see him quickly slip the screen and go right into the paint and just has a very, very easy dunk on Wendell Carter here. And if you look at the Magic big men, you got Paolo Banchero up top here, guarding Khalil Ware because Khalil Ware is turned into Steph Curry that game. And then you also got Tristan da Silva, who can't fully commit off of Nikola Jovic here because, of course, Jovic is such a great shooter. And Tyler made just an excellent read, too, because he was struggling shooting the ball at this point in late in the fourth quarter and overtime. Definitely a big reason being that the Magic were hedging him so far up top, and they were really, really blitzing him. You see Anthony Black try to get over the screen here, and then Wendell is a little hesitant on falling back, too, in case Hero tries to drive, and then Hero does an excellent jump pass. Look how high he got in the air. My God. So, of course, he's able to throw that ball right over to Bam Adebayo. And Bam makes a nice, strong, aggressive play. He doesn't try to lay it up. He goes in there, dunks it right over his head. That's a great clip there. Next action, we got a very similar one. Bam Adebayo will come to set a screen on Anthony Black's left side, and then immediately he'll slip and roll. This time shows great patience to get the rookie up in the air, and then finishes with the left hand. Just a great touch, and you love seeing Bam gets energetic because he's having a tough season. So just to see him get hyped like that, it really, really makes me feel good as a Heat fan. Another thing I want to note here, though, is this was kind of bad defense, though. This was not a good switch. Anthony Black, you could see right here, or I guess not even Anthony Black. This time, Anthony Black went over the screen, where in the next clip, you'll see he tries to go under. But this time, Wendell also went to help. I guess he thought this was going to be a switch. It definitely looks like miscommunication because there's no reason that Bam should have this free reign to the rim. But part of the reason no one's in the paint is because, once again, you have Khalil Ware at the top of the key here. Paolo has to guard him. And you got Nikola Jovic spacing the floor in the corner once again, who, of course, we know he's a threat. And then in this last clip, it's great offense by the Heat, but once again, some pretty bad defense because you'll see Duncan is spacing. Jovic is going to space. You have Bam Adebayo coming to set a screen, very similar to how he did in the last play. But this time, look how Black goes left. He's trying to go under the screen, I guess because they messed up the play last time where I guess Wendell thought it was a switch and Black wasn't. Maybe they communicated the switch, but I just don't think that's a good switch because Black has a lot of space here to go over this Bam screen in this direction and still contest Tyler Hero. But because they do switch, Tyler immediately recognizes that. You see him immediately fake like, oh, I got to get Bam this ball. And then he does wait till Bam gets good position there. Obviously throws it right over top the much smaller Black. And then Bam Adebayo gets the ball and does the little Jimmy shimmy, the hook. Again, another aggressive move to get to the rim. No more fadeaways. He doesn't move on a small guard and gets right to the rim. But that is what I was talking about earlier where Bam doesn't really back down smaller guards. He likes to face them up. But you know, the good news is Bam is so fast that he can still beat a lot of guys off the dribble, and that's just a very crafty move and just excellent dunk by Bam Adebayo. Nice to see him get some easy buckets. I lied. There's a couple more tweets in this thread, but this one we had to get to because it was probably like one of the most exciting sequences in this game, and Brady kind of just talks about the great chemistry we've seen between Nico and Ware. In this case, you see the Heat doing excellent off-ball movement, creating that chaos for the Magic defense. I don't think the spacing here is great where Bam kind of comes to this Terry side here. I guess he's trying to clear out on the right side for Jovic, but then what you'll see is Jovic ends up attacking to the left side. So this is not great defense because there is a lot of bodies here, but I do like how Duncan is moving without the ball here to come off that curl screen, immediately hands off to Jovic. Ware sets a little bit of a screen, and then it's almost like Jovic rejects the screen. Well, I guess Ware sets a screen on Isaac so Jovic can go right, but then at the same time, he also sets a back screen on Paolo. It's almost like he sets two screens at once, which is, again, just excellent work by Khalil Ware. So Jovic kind of sees that, does that quick crossover to go to the left side. But look now, they are contesting on there. You got 4 guys basically watching Nikola Jovic. But like we said at the very beginning of this video, Jovic is also a reliable ball handler and passer. Khalil Ware is also an excellent floor spacer. Look how wide open he is. This is an excellent play. Khalil Ware catches it off of like a little bit of a bounce. It wasn't a perfect pass, but he's able to get right into the rhythm. You see the beautiful form, full extension, as we always talk about, jump forward and just cashes the huge 3. And then immediately on the defensive end, you see he's active in the paint as De Silva tries to attack Duncan Robinson, which a lot of times in the past guys were able to do. And this time De Silva does get to the rim, but he's got Khalil Ware waiting for him, who's able to smack that ball right off the glass, right into our 6'10 small forward's hands, who starts the break. Do you understand how great this could be for offense when you're able to turn the defense into offense that quickly? Great block here by Ware, right into Jovic's hands. Not wasting any time. Get the ball in a guard's hands. Jovic is able to attack right away, and that's what makes this offense super fun to watch with this trio out there. In the next video here, Brady highlights what at the time we thought might be the game winner, where Khalil Ware had that dunk off the lob from Jovic to give the Heat the lead with just under 30 seconds left. This is a great sideline out of bounds play. Khalil Ware is roaming right over here. Looking like he's not going to be involved in the play. Paulo's watching all this ball or off ball movement up top here, but then Ware gets the ball here to start the action, does a dribble handoff right to Nikola Jovic, and then immediately slips the screen, and he's wide open there because Jovic is drawing so much attention because of all the great offensive plays and drives that he did earlier. Paulo had his eyes on Jovic this entire play after the handoff. This entire play from now on, Paulo is watching Nikola Jovic, not even worried about Khalil Ware on the back line there. And then you could say, like earlier in the video when I said it's congested in the paint, it's hard to get that lob over the top. It's hard to get that lob over the top if Khalil Ware is on defense. But Paolo Banchero, what can he do when Nikola Jovic is throwing this ball up this high to Khalil Ware? That's not even as high as we've seen Ware get some of these passes. But look, he catches this with one hand at the top of the box. That's ridiculous. That's what it's like having a lob threat like Khalil Ware. You can throw that ball anywhere. The Magic are big, but they don't have a lob threat like that. Having a guy who can go up and get this kind of ball just makes it that much more difficult for a defense to guard. You see, they have no chance. Truthfully, this should have been an and one, so it should have been game over anyways because Isaac smacked him all over the place. But it's just cool to see this action on like a game-winning play because how many times this year, in the last few weeks at least, have we seen this Jovic and Ware lob? We've seen it a ton. But to see it work in the clutch, oh, that's something special. Two more plays in this thread, and in this one, Brady Hawk talks about one of his favorites, which was just a balls 3 by Nikola Jovic, for lack of a better term. You see Duncan Robinson coming up here. He tries to get blitzed by Goga Bitadze, who's just way out of position. Goga Bitadze should not be that far from the rim, but Pope does a nice job trapping him, so they set the offense back up with Nikola Jovic up top. And then Bam is going to set a pin down screen for Tyler Hero up here because, of course, the Heat are down 3. They're looking to get a 3. Who better to look for than Tyler Hero? Tyler Hero with an excellent pump fake, which Tyler Hero's been making Pop-Tarts out of guys all season because they cannot stop jumping as Anthony Black leaves his feet, gets the defense into that chaotic position we've been talking about all video. And because Tyler Hero has been so lethal from this range all season, Paolo Banchero jumps out to contest. Again, I really don't think this is good defense because why is Paolo Banchero leaving his feet this high? You see how high he jumped? Why is he leaving his feet this high to contest the shot, leaving Bam Adebayo super open, exposed in the paint here? Of course, you do have Goga Bitadze, who, let's say Tyler Hero passed his ball inside to Bam right here. Instead of giving it to Jovic, Goga could help on Bam. But then look who's wide open in this left wing. No one other than our Kryptonian 44% from 3, Khalil Ware. So even if Goga would have helped, Bam could have hit Khalil Ware here wide open. And that's just the beauty of this offense. Another beauty of this offense is having our 6'10 small forward who just hits shots like this. 30-foot bombs to tie the game with under 2 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. What a dope play by the boy, Nikola. Love it, man. And finally, in the last video of this thread, thank God because I've been recording for 42 minutes. I hope this video is not too long. But I gotta show this play because it's just a beautiful action by the Miami Heat to begin the second overtime. You have Bam Adebayo, yes, our center, initiating the offense. Oh, it's beautiful when everyone can dribble. He gives the ball to our 6'10" small forward once again, who can also dribble, who now gives the ball to, or fakes the handoff to Tyler Hero, I guess. And you have Bam Adebayo set this. Well, first, let's back it up a little bit. He sets this initial pin down screen on Anthony Black to try to get Tyler Hero some space here. But what Bam's going to do now is slip the screen. Notice how Wendell's eyes are still on Tyler Hero here. In case Hero tries to curl off to his right side here, Wendell might need to occupy this space to help. But what Bam's going to do is leave that space. Wendell is in no position to guard Bam at all. But Bam's going to set that pin down screen on Tristan da Silva, who he doesn't make contact on the screen. Ideally, you'd like a little bit more contact. Obviously, not moving screen. Don't stick your legs out. But ideally, you'd like a little bit. But either way, it's enough to sort of make Tristan da Silva take this weird angle at guarding Duncan Robinson. You see he's kind of at a 45-degree angle on his left shoulder. And because of that, Duncan has an easy way to just beat him off the dribble at this point. And that's, again, this is led because of that Bam screen. If Bam is not in this position, Tristan da Silva can take more of a straight line approach, staying in front of Duncan Robinson. But of course, Bam's there, so da Silva's not able to. Duncan's able to drive. And obviously, his connection with Bam Adebayo, it's like white on rice. It's like milk and honey, whatever the hell you want to call it. Those guys do not miss. And Duncan just throws a pinpoint lob to Bam Adebayo to get him an easy look. And you doing this stuff in double overtime. I've said it all video. I sound like a broken record, but to have this type of execution by this young a team with this little experience playing together, make plays like this, oh man, future is limitless, truly. But that's all I got to say for this video. I've been recording for over 45 minutes, so I hope this video is not too long, but even if it is, I hope y'all enjoyed. Make sure to like and comment. I'll be reading all y'all thoughts down below, and make sure to subscribe because I'm on the grind to hit 7K subs. We'll see what happens when the Heat play the Spurs. Once again, I'm recording this video on January 30th, just for some context. So if the Heat traded for De'Aaron Fox and I didn't talk about it, or if the Heat traded Jimmy Butler for Chris Middleton and I didn't talk about it, just keep that in mind. I'm on vacation right now, so you're watching this from the future, I suppose. But yeah, hopefully Spo learned his lesson by that ass kicking the Cavs gave us, and we see this against the Spurs. But hey, by the time y'all watching this video, you might know the answer. But anyways, I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace out, y'all.
Look, pull up in your city, tryna get that dead face. Do it on my own, I don't need no dead weight. Had to kill him off, yeah, I need a head space. You know this homegrown bitch don't offend me.